welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, welcome back. Gigi's in the kitchen doing what she do, what she loves to do, and that's cook. All right, so today we are going to be making my potato soup. You need some chicken broth. I'm using this one because, like I told you before, I'm cleaning out my pantry, and this is what I had from when I went buck wild before when the pandemic first hit. So it's time to get rid of it. That's what I'm going to do. So regular chicken broth is absolutely just fine. We're going to use some garlic, some heavy whipping cream. We're going to use some whole milk, pepper, garlic salt. We're going to use this table blend, Mrs. Dash. We're going to use some onion powder. We're also going to use this ancho chili powder. This is very important for this soup, okay? Please try to do what you can to find some of that. We're going to use some sour cream, some butter. We're going to use some bacon, some sharp cheddar cheese, and I'm going to, shred her up. And that is about a half of a medium-sized yellow onion. That's about a third of a cup of all-purpose flour. And of course, you need the potatoes. I like to use the gold for this one, okay? So I'm going to peel these up, dice them up, but I'm going to get this bacon going. So I'll be right back, but let me give you your shot of everything that we're using for this recipe. All right, Gigi, be right back. All right, the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and get that bacon in there. You do not need to do the whole package, but we love a lot of bacon in ours, so I'm going to do the whole package. But you absolutely do not have to. All you really need for this, because the bacon is mainly a garnish, but we're also going to use that bacon grease to help season up our soup. So you don't need all of this bacon in there. So all you technically need is about 6 to 8 slices. That's more than enough, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and brown this up, get it good and crispy for me. And it should take no more than 5 minutes. And I'll be back. And in the meantime, I'm going to peel those potatoes and get those cut up. I'll be right back. All right, this is what you want your bacon to look like. We're going to take it out, put it on a napkin, and then we're going to go to the next step. So I'm going to finish scooping this out. All right, get your bacon as crispy as you like it, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, now don't take that grease out. That's flavor we're going to build on. So now we're going to put in about 3 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to also put in that onion. You can absolutely not put in the onion. If you don't like onions, don't add it. So we're going to cook this onion up. Ooh, look at that. We're going to cook it up, and we're going to cook this for about 2 minutes, okay? And I'll be back. All right, so these are translucent enough for me. So they've cooked for 3 minutes. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to get that garlic in there. All right, put in a little bit more. And then I'm just going to let this go for about 15 seconds. Just to let it get in there and get incorporated. It doesn't need long. And as I'm stirring, I'm also scraping the bottom to get those, the little drippings and stuff that's stuck. You want to get all that up, because that's what I said, flavor. Okay, so now that I've got this incorporated just the way I want it, now I'm going to go ahead and put in that flour. And we're going to let this cook in here for about a minute, okay? You want to always cook that flour flavor out. So we're going to let it cook for about a minute, and then we're going to add our liquids. So I'm going to grab my liquids, and I'll be right back. 1 minute. Okay, it's time to add those potatoes. And you need about, I would say, anywhere from 2 to 2.5 pounds of potatoes. And that's what you want to add to this, okay? And then we're going to go in with that broth. You want to use the whole carton. We want to get that in there. And we are just adding flavor on flavor on flavor, let me tell you. Once you try it, you'll always make it. Perfect comfort food for this time of the year. We're going to go in with those 2 cups of milk. I left my heavy cream. Let me grab that, but I'm going to go ahead and go in with the other stuff. This is the onion powder. Mrs. Dash. A little bit of garlic salt. And we're going to cook this until it is fork tender, just like you would if you were making mashed potatoes. We're going in with that pepper. Okay. And then let me grab my heavy whipping cream. I'll be right back. Okay. I got my heavy whipping cream. We're going to put that in there. I put 2 cups of milk, so I'll say about 2/3 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. And then let's not forget our secret sauce. Put a little bit in there. All right. And now we're just going to stir this all up. Let everybody become friends. And then we're just going to let this go until those potatoes are fork tender, okay? So we want this to come to a boil. So it should take about 15 to 20 minutes. And we should be where we really want to be, okay? So we're going to let this come to a boil at this point. And we'll let it do what it do. And I'll be back. Now, keeping in mind while you're making this, you do need to continuously stir. Don't just put it on here and leave it alone and let it go. No, you need to continuously stir, just like you would mashed potatoes. Yeah, you see a couple of pieces of bacon I didn't get out, but yeah, it'll be fine. So yeah, you need to make sure you stir, okay? Stir the whole time. Don't stand there and just stir it, but come back every couple of minutes and stir her up, okay? All right. I'll be back. Okay, this is what you wanted to do. And this has been about 15 minutes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that heat back, turn it to a simmer, and I'm going to let it simmer for about 15 minutes. And then I'm going to get my immersion blender out, and I'm going to do what I do to that, okay? So, 15 minutes at a simmer. I'll be back. Okay, now this is when I'm going to use my immersion blender. If you don't have one, you could also take some of this, because I'm not going to grind up all of it, but you could take some of this and put it in a blender and heat it up, but be very mindful of that because the heat and all that. So I'm going to use the immersion blender, and I'm only going to puree about half of the potatoes because I do want a few chunks in my soup. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll be right back. Also, this is the time where you could put your bacon in, and you can also put I say about 1/2 a cup if you like, or 1/3 of a cup, or 1/4 of a cup. If you want to add some sour cream, this is when you want to. But everybody in my house doesn't eat sour cream on their soup, so I'm not going to put any in. So I'm just going to blend this up. I'll be back. Okay, all done. And the potato soup is done. So you got a few chunks in there. Delicious. I'm going to plate her up and show you how I eat mine. I'll be right back. Now looky what we got here. Potato soup topped with some cheese and bacon and chives. No green onions, sorry. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look at that. Can you see that? Potato soup. Better than anything you could get at them stores out there. This is what you do. You can do, there's nothing that you can buy out on those streets that you cannot make yourself at the house. You may have a couple of fails, but if first you don't succeed, you try again. Look at that. And then with a little bit of bread. Yes. Look at that. Things made easy with Gigi all day, every day. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking me out. Please like, subscribe, and feel free to share. Things made easy with Gigi, you guys, all day, every day. Everybody be blessed and stay safe. And Gigi, I'll see you next time, all right? Bye-bye.